some wild woods out there. Well, you quit a show the way I did, that's an education. I really don't recommend it.
Public service announcement.
Yeah,
from Dave Chappelle.
I mean, it worked out all well, it ended well, but you don't know things will work out.
Wait, so why would you say you don't recommend it though?
It was difficult. It was difficult.
Speaking of difficult time, let's just get this part in because we have to, being on the airways. We haven't seen you since Charlie passed away. And he was a regular, he was just, in addition to everything on your show, frequent part of our lives in New York City on Hot 97, everywhere. Just, it must have been pretty tough for you.
It was real. I mean, honestly, man, I didn't even know he was sick. And maybe I feel guilty about that or something.
We
didn't either, and he had come in, and none of us did.
But apparently at the funeral, I think people that were closer to him than I, they didn't know. He was very private about what he was doing. His son gave a real beautiful eulogy at the funeral. And part of what he was saying was that his father didn't want him, so his dad had done everything that he wanted to do. And that was very cool. For me personally, that was very cool. And I feel like to say I was like grateful to meet that guy is an understatement. I feel like one of the big reasons I'm successful is because like we all at lunch and he just said something crazy like I fought Rick James many times, and that conversation changed. And
right.
Made that switch. And it changed his life too. Like it's kind of like graduating. Did this thesis and everyone went on to do real great stuff. He was a very generous person and was hilarious and very wise.
My favorite thing is that he didn't even know how funny he was. Like,
he might have known.
You think he knew? Because even that, like where you saying, I fought Rick James many times. He's not thinking other than reality. Like, he's like that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? He's not thinking about a sketch. He's not thinking that shit is funny. Like, I fought Rick James many times.
It's like,
that was just that was like lunchtime banter.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I mean, but it was interesting. Yeah,
right. He knew it caught attention.
Yeah, it was. That was a tough year last year. I mean, we was like friends with Fight, Shandling, and Muhammad Ali, and this one and that one, like it's such a rapid succession. And when a person like Charlie dies, honestly, it makes you think of your own boy. I'm like, what is this all about? But his service was beautiful.
Do you know anything
Like,
about
was
tarot
one joke
or
I said at the
astrology?
funeral, it was funny. Where I was like, I don't know any black person as famous as Charlie with this many black
No.
It was funny, man. But if you saw who was in the room, it was a beautiful testament to what his life was about. The room was eclectic, and a lot of people came out.
Me.
And it must have always felt good too when you saw, Charlie was a guy who grinded, didn't live on his brother's coattails, made his own way, but after your show, he had a great touring life for the rest of his career. And obviously you say what he gave to your show, but it must have been nice for you to see what he gained from Chappelle's show.
Oh my God, it was amazing. As a matter of fact, all comedians, we sat together at the service. The guy, I got to hear a lot more about his life beyond Chappelle's show. I reached out to him when we just sat in our live to see if we could do sketches and stuff. And he didn't call me back. I thought maybe, and unfortunately, he was dealing with health issues. And I think he felt probably insecure because apparently he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I should probably.
Sorry to bring everyone down.
No, that's
that's a beautiful story,
talk
man.
about it.
Dave Chappelle, give it up for him. New shows just announced. Radio City Music Hall. You got it, Solange.
Yep, the SNL cast. All Stars.
Oh yeah, man.
I could drop it there,
SNL
too.
cast, man. These tickets are going like hotcakes. Miss Lauryn Hill, Charles Gambino, Travel. No, everybody in New York, man. Thank you so much. The city was very good to me. Made a name for myself here. Found a wife from Brooklyn. Had 2 kids here. So I'm very grateful to the city of New York. I'm very grateful for you guys having me this morning. And hopefully I will see you guys at Radio City in the coming days.
Well, you're definitely going to see us.
Are you popping up anywhere tonight?
Maybe. You know, I don't know. You know what I was thinking? I should go do one of those. I used to do street comedy in Washington Square Park, and I'd been fantasizing about doing. But I don't want to do my act because you know what I mean. I got to save everything I've written. I'm saving for Netflix. But
that would be quite a stir. That would be cause if Dave Chappelle did an impromptu at Washington Square Park today.
Well, maybe not today, but sometime. I'm here for a month. It's the summertime, but for nostalgia purposes. But I don't know how it works in New York if you need like permits or whatever.
You should probably get a permit.
Can he just show up like at 12 noon and just do it? Does he need a permit?
I mean, just do it then.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a huge system, he can do it.
Absolutely, do it.
See, that's when Ebro's being a dick. That means he's something
No,
bad with
it'll be a news story. It'll be a great story. Dave Chappelle does show Washington Square Park.
Yeah,
Mayor says traffic.
Shut up, guys!
Damn.
That happened to me. Port of North. They started calling the city port and 200 grand. Yeah, police overtime.
So how would we find out if you pop up at Washington Square Park?
Well, if you're there buying weedy, bro, which I heard is your habit. I remember reading somewhere he was like, I've never heard Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yes, he did say that.
Even I was like, word.
From New York, Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Let's go. We going. You don't need no prep, Dave.
All right.
Dave's on time
Turn on
today.
his mics there. There you go.
Check. Yes.
Dave, you're on time, man.
Of course. I'm 44 years old now. I'm a goddamn professional.
You do realize that F-bombs, MFers, insertion in any orifice.
You can't do any of that.
Oh, this is live.
Yeah, we're live right now. This is out of New York
100%
City.
live.
5 million people listening right
People
now.
are driving their kids to school, you know, on the way to work.
All right.
Plus,
all
we're
right.
streamed around the world, too.
Duly noted. My fault.
You didn't do anything yet. You're fine.
Not yet.
Dave Chappelle, ladies and gentlemen, is doing so many shows here in New York City. I made sure to print them out because I knew he was going to walk in and go, I don't quite know which show.
I mean, I know what's going on, but it's a lot of moving parts in this run.
So, can I ask you a question? What made you, and I mean, you've done it before, but what is the joy you have bringing the music and the comedy together?
Well, all right, just like all of you, I'm a fan of music.
Yeah.
And, you know, from Chappelle Show, like a lot of these people that I'm working with are friends of mine. If I don't know them personally, then I'm at the very least, a admirer of theirs. And it's good, man, when people get together. And a lot of egos have to be pushed aside for us to all be able to work together. It is a joy, man.
But is it like an extra bonus? Like you knew you wanted to be successful in comedy, but then you've gotten to play this awesome sort of hip-hop ambassador role as sort of a bonus. Like everyone in hip-hop loves Chappelle and is willing to put their thing aside to come do your show, which is pretty cool.
I mean, well, it's like everyone in the room, we're all part of the culture. We might not rhyme and stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, if you have commentary on a rap record, people will give you legitimacy because you've proven that you're aware of this culture. You commentate on it, you know. But for me, I wouldn't even consider myself an ambassador. I'm a fan like everybody else of this music. And I'm lucky enough to get to know some of the best practitioners of this genre.
And you have some of these practitioners doing your shows.
Oh, yes, I do. Some of the very best.
You like
And it's also the first time that I'll be co-headliner with like Chris Rock. Guys that big don't ever get to do shows together. So like, me and Chris are going to do 2 nights together. So we got some special guests coming. It's going to be a swell time.
And are there tickets still available? There are still tickets available, Corey?
Yes, but they're going like hotcakes in New York. Hurry up, get to the internet, run to the phone. Tickets are selling out.
This is the official Dave Chappelle taking over Ebro in the morning. We're going to wake Dave up. We're going to be back. New cameras. What are these new cameras you brought in here for?
Well, you know, if you do something this big, you got to document it. You don't do this every year in your career. The thing is, this is a special year for me. The end of this run will be my 44th birthday, the last night of this run.
You're hungry.
Which will mark the beginning of my 30th anniversary in comedy.
Wow.
Yes, like, you know what I mean? if I was a military guy, I could
do I
retire.
have to?
Right.
Get a swell
Said, no, you
pension.
don't
As a
have
matter
to
of
give it
fact,
back.
you can
A swell pension.
I could retire.
I think you could, Dave, if you wanted to retire. I think you'd be straight. Some would say you did retire for about 12 years before coming back.
Well, unbeknownst to them, I was slaving away. Hey, everybody, listening to Hot 97, apparently with hip-hop and R&B.
Put a lock on it.
I'm comedian Dave Chappelle. I'm joining Ebro and the gang this
And then he puts
morning,
it over his
promoting
shirt.
my
Pulls it out from under
upcoming
his,
Radio
over his
City
tracksuit
run, which is going
onto
to be
he's wearing
epic.
black.
Now,
And
Ebro,
then
you would
told
ask me
me
earlier
that
who
he
are some of
goes
the people
with that.
participating.
And he told me that his
Starting
rates
tomorrow
are
night, the next 4 nights I will be there with the
between
Roots, joining the Roots, of
33
course.
and
Yeah.
63
Will be special guest Lil Wayne,
at the top of
Ice
whatever he
Cube
steals.
coming, the
Yeah,
young
with
Vince
Social
Staples.
Corporation.
Love Vince. Love Vince.
So-
Big
so-
Boy from Outkast, and many
Oh,
more.
so what are you pointing out?
And then
So what?
the
What are you
weekend,
pointing
Saturday and
out?
Sunday, I'll be there with Chris
Here.
Rock.
Are
following
you
week,
pointing to
August
some?
9th.
Are you pointing to
The
something?
lovely Miss Erykah Badu joins us.
Are you pointing to something?
And then on August 15th, we have a very special guest.
Oh, wow.
This guest is so
Homeless?
special.
Wait, has this been announced yet?
Oh,
No.
announced. I believe it might even be sold out.
Sure.
And nobody even knows who the special guest is. And the guest is so special that I can't even say who it is.
Oh, damn. I was going to give you a drum roll and
I had
everything.
I had the flex bomb here.
Hey, it's a flex bomb anyway.
It's a special guest. It's a very special guest.
Well, it's a very special guest. It's a very special occasion. What do you think we'll bring out? You know, hey, ladies and gentlemen, Chubby Checker.
I have $5. If you give me $5, I can get some.
I'm kidding. It's going to be great.
Now, Dave, a question. This many shows, Radio City, unprecedented for
I said no,
a comedian, yes? Nobody's ever done this before.
Someone has. I shouldn't say. I believe Bill Cosby has a record for you. That's hilarious. I mean, Rosenberg, you were really quick with that one too. Oh, boy, yeah. Yeah, but no, but actually I think that at the end of this run we will exceed that Vince record.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And is it extra special that it's Radio City? There's a certain aura of Radio City.
That venue does mean a lot to me. You know, like the first time that I did a show that was larger than a comedy club was at Radio City. I was 19. I was opening for Aretha Franklin. And then I didn't come back to Radio City till whatever that run we did 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a special place, man. It is.
It's a lot of people don't realize just how long your run in comedy was. We had I had interviewed David Allen Greer a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about you doing you guys being on the same shows when you were like 16 years old, 15 years old, right?
Yeah, man. I mean,
Carolina.
I'm like,
Things are really cute.
because I was so much younger than my peer group, you know, I've been around for a long time, but, you know, I go through this thing where I feel like I'm older than I am because my peer group is like a decade ahead of me.
Well, as I say, David Allen Greer, for example, you've known him for 30 years, or whatever. He's 58 or something like that.
Yeah. It's like that.
Damn, you just threw 58 on? You sure he's 58?
He was shockingly old. When he told me, I was like, whoa, maybe 60.
Shock. That's not shock.
I was shocked. I was shocked that David Allen Greer.
Seinfeld is 62. I remember one time I was sitting with Eddie Murphy watching television in like Sanford and Son or something. And he goes, I am as old now as Red Fox was on the first season of Sanford and Son. I was like, oh my God, I'm as old now as Carol O'Connor was on the first season of All in the Family. Yeah, but Eddie looked like Eddie. He still looks the same.
He really does.
Yeah, we eat better, or like even
More money.
44,
There's definitely more money.
Yeah.
Definitely more money. Oxygen chambers, nutritionists.
No, he's right though. He's right. You know, people of affluence don't age the same way as the people. You know what I mean?
But I would say, Dave, you don't strike me as necessarily a nutritionist kind of guy.
Oh, absolutely not.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, I was.
I mean, but I live well.
You do live very well.
Yeah, and I have effectively minimized my stress. And I exercise. And all these factors I think will contribute to my quality of life. Maybe not the length of my life. Who knows? I can get hit by a bus.
Sometimes
Catch some kind of wild cold or Zika or something. I don't know what's going to happen to me. So I just don't worry about it. I just chill and do shows that I dream about. It's like a fantasy show. I'm like living the dream.
Well, you know that our good friend, Cypher Sounds, often tells me about you. His favorite thing about being around you is that you live the ultimate life in that you do exactly what you want to do on the timeline you want to do it.
Well, it sure looks that way.
It really does. You go to all the fights. You love fights, right? So you always go to all the fights. Will you be at McGregor or Mayweather?
Okay, that fight I might not actually attend.
Because you're worried it could like devolve into like a Bo Galata riot or something?
No, because it has all the suspense of a Globetrotter game.
Wait, so are you gonna watch it at all?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna
yeah.
watch it.
All right, wait. Let's start with Saturday. You guys were both in the building in Brooklyn, yes?
Yes.
Dave, you went. Laura, you went.
Yes.
Laura, how did you feel about the fight?
Well, I told you guys. See, we had just had the interview with Adrian Broner here, so I felt a little different about him. Like, I felt sorry for him. Everybody looks at me like I'm crazy because I felt sorry for him. But why? Because I felt like when we brought up the mental health issues and then, you know, the way he was just reacting. And
You guys brought up mental health issues?
Well,
We had to.
we had to.
He threatened to commit suicide. He put a gun on the gram and was bugging out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I just kind of
He
felt like,
bugged
and he was
out.
talking about how so many people depend on him, and I feel like everybody's using him, and I don't know. I had this character in my head, okay?
You guys went that deep on morning radio?
When-
With Adrian Broner. You know, like,
All the
I
time.
thought people were driving their kids to school and all that. What about all that stuff?
They gotta learn, man. They gotta
So
learn.
when I was at the fight, I was feeling different. I didn't know that the whole entire Barclays Center hated him. Nobody was rooting for him, and he lost the entire fight.
Well, I wouldn't say nobody was rooting
It was
for him.
quiet in there, at least on my side.
It was quiet because, you know, the fight wasn't that eventful for a casual boxing fan. A real boxing fan is going to at least get caught up in the suspense of can these guys accomplish the things they're trying to accomplish within the parameters of a given round. But a casual boxing fan doesn't understand, like, why are they punching each other?
At one point, Garcia was like, hit me, boom, 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 boom.
I did not hear him talking in there. Did you hear
I
Mike?
read his lips. I
I did not see Mike in there talking. Hit me, I say. Rocky dialogue.
Wait, so you're not interested, you're not particularly interested or excited by Mayweather McGregor?
No, I didn't say that. I mean, it's exciting, but it's just like I'm not going to go and... I mean, listen, man. Listen, Floyd Mayweather's probably training as we speak.
Yes.
And as he's training, do you know what Conor McGregor's doing? Learning how to box.
right.
So he can fight a guy that was born with boxing gloves.
Right.
10-ounce gloves. So it's just like, I just don't see how McGregor can do it.
And in your situation, when you go to a fight, you sit in the most expensive seats in the house. And are they always comped when you get those seats? So you sometimes have to pay, right?
Of course. Yeah.
So you have to weigh, if you're going to buy the most expensive ticket, is it worth it to drop $70,000 to go watch this fiasco?
Now, I will say about the McGregor-Mayweather fight that it's such a spectacle that in and of itself is worth seeing. That I feel like no matter what happens, Conor McGregor is a very big winner and talk himself into
still going.
a lot of money.
Hello.
First fight, and he gets to
Hello.
fight the very best. And I just feel like that's what the fight's going to look like.
Yeah, I agree with you. Do you, we got a little bit weirded out when the racial overtones have gotten a little...
You said it off the air earlier, but I'll say it. Boxing's racist and been racist a long time. I'm going with Floyd Mayweather just because he's black, not because I like him as a person. And I know he's a better fighter.
You know, I honestly, man, racial overtone, I mean, for what I do, my ears are a lot less sensitive than most people's. And in my heart of hearts, I believe that these guys are great fighters. You know, McGregor's from a different genre of fighting, but it's not like I don't respect what he does. I just don't think he's as good at boxing.
Specific, right.
Right. So
Oh,
a lot of
yeah,
people will
it's
say
just-
Floyd Mayweather should act a certain way because of his stature or his celebrity. And I propose that perhaps his excellence is his message because he's really, really good at boxing. Like in that circle square, he might be one of the most competent people on earth. When he's doing what he actually does, he's great. And life is complicated. Everyone messes up in life, but can't everyone box that good? And so I enjoy Floyd Mayweather. And I enjoy Conor McGregor. And I don't get bent out of shape by things he says because I know he's getting ready to fight a guy. And I'm sure he has to feel deep in his heart he's going to whoop his ass. And it's a lot of money to take that ass whooping. I would let Floyd Mayweather beat me up for that kind of money. If he want to take a fight with me, I'd do it.
That would be.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
It
Drum
would
roll.
be
Let's go.
slightly,
Let's go. Let's
it
go.
would be slightly less competitive than what you're gonna see on the 26th.
Coming to Netflix next, a Dave Chappelle special. Chappelle versus Mayweather. 1.
I wouldn't even get my ass whooped out.
What? You just go down?
Yeah, as soon as I open the bell one, I just jump on the floor, count to 10, and walk to the back. Life goes on, man. I got no ego.
Well, speaking of Netflix, were you happy with the way your specials were received?
That's a good question. You know what? To be honest, yeah, sure. I mean, the one thing about putting anything out is you can't control how it's going to be received. And I think people were, by and large, very fair and thoughtful about how it was received.
Are you working on another one?
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, look out. There's another one coming soon.
Are these Netflix people around us as we speak?
No. But they are everywhere.
Dave, are you into the Jay-Z album?
444?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's into that.
Everybody?
Well, listen, man. I am 44. I'm turning 44, man. This guy's saying stuff that I want to hear. And I can understand all the words.
So you're not a big fan of songs where you can't understand the words?
Oh, I didn't say that. I mean, but it's just like, it's just a record for a person of my time, man. This guy. And it's the first time I think that a guy of his age can make a relevant record. And it's fun to see a genre like hip-hop be mature like this. This guy, Jay-Z is he's like a guy, he went to space and came back, bro. He's a billionaire from Brooklyn, from Mars. I appreciate that. It's fun to see that.
And we never knew that everyone thought hip-hop was a young man's game because it hadn't been around long enough to allow people to age. But Hov could keep putting out albums like Bruce Springsteen or Paul Simon or anyone like that.
Yeah, and to his credit, like for instance, if I had that kind of money, you would never see my ass again. I guarantee you. I would maybe do comedy in clubs or something, but I wouldn't necessarily be out here promoting anything.
I don't think, is he even promoting? He owns Tidal. He just throws it up on Tidal. Nobody's seen him, talk to him, nothing. I don't think, he's with his babies. He's with the
I mean,
babies.
he's going to go on tour when he wants to. On his terms.
Yeah, you make a good point. Yeah, I don't think, I don't see.
You would too. If you owned Netflix, you would put up a comedy special when you felt like it.
Or would I?
Or not. Or not.
Nah, I would, man. I mean, I just respect the fact that he's been so true to the game for so long.
How big a fan how early did you become a Hov fan? Because you're a real hip-hop head. Were you on Reasonable Doubt like when it came out?
Reasonable Doubt was a big record, man. Street was watching. That was a big record. I mean, I remember all that stuff. It was dope. It was fun. Back in those days, too, I used to see him around in New York. Like, he used to go out at night and a couple of times you and run into him. Like, during the city, you just see him. And he got his varsity jacket fairly early.
Yeah, legend status.
Yeah, fairly early. He went damn near straight to the Big Kids thing.
Yeah, he did. He had a pretty quick
We
run.
had Big Kids Table Money early too. That helped.
Yeah. Remember back in the day when it was a big deal he made a hundred grand of the Apollo?
Yes.
Man, look at him. That's 50 grand. Please remind me.
What other recent albums you've been sitting with?
Everybody loves that kid record. That kid's doing it. That kid is perfect reflection of many great influences. Like, when he started coming up with some music, he had a good diet.
Yeah.
Because the way he was playing, I like him. He's fun to watch too.
Have you seen him live? Have you had a chance?
Well, do the BET Awards count? Oh, and then he opened for Kanye that one run. I seen him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, when he opened for Ye on Jesus.
Have you spent any time digesting the Hov lines on his album about Kanye?
No, you know what, man? I don't get lost in the woods trying to decipher Jay-Z lyrics. If I really, really want to know, I'll call somebody and ask.
Who's your go-to call for explain hip-hop lyrics to me?
I don't know. Mose, if I could reach him, I guess.
You had the chance to interview Kendrick for Interview Magazine. What was that like? And were you able to just talk to him about whatever you wanted?
Yeah, man, he was pretty. He wasn't a defensive dude, man. I think he understood. I'm a fan of his, and I think doesn't necessarily have to work. He's figuring it out.
Yeah.
He's a smart dude, man. I enjoyed that conversation. Now, granted, when I spoke to him, I was in the back of the car on the road on my way to like dinner, and he was in the middle of God knows what. So if I had in a perfect world, I would like to sit down with him face to face and have more of a conversation like we're having now. Well, not like we're having now, but actually talk to him. But he was very open, I mean, especially considering we're on the phone, and there's a guy from Interview Magazine recording a conversation. You know what I mean? Those things, there's a lot of moving parts, and he never put his guards up. He didn't sound tired or evasive or anything.
Do you believe in a lot of times in the hip hop conversation, people of course laud Kendrick for his lyrics, and me being the foremost to do that.
You're not.
Me being the Kendrick nut hugger of a generation.
You hear that kids going to school in the back of the car? Nothing. Never talking about nothing.
They know. All the kids know.
It's already
Young
learned
thing.
that. But a lot of people then give Drake a hard time because of the thing that was brought out about the lyric writing, etc. Do you think when you talk about all-time greats, do you use that as a strike against Drake, or do you really consider Drake to be an all-time great as well?
These types of questions are tough. Listen, when it comes to art, right? Results matter. So if I listen to a Drake record and I like it, and then somebody comes behind that and starts telling me everything that's in the hot dogs, I ate the hot dog and I like it. Still like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? However, if I'm making art, I would rather do it myself. Got it. For me, part of it is like, what can I come up with? And I'm engaging with people. But I don't mind people that make their art via committee. If there's, I don't know what.
Because the results, like you said, the results matter.
I hate the hot dog. I like that. And it depends on how many
Drake makes some damn good hot dogs.
Kosher dogs.
Yeah,
Now,
kosher.
if kosher dogs. Now,
He might out here not be. It may not be kosher.
are you talking about his circumcision?
Oh,
Oh, what?
I gotta tell you.
All right, guys, wait a minute. I'm going to step in here. I am not willing to sit on the radio and let you discuss the end of Drake's penis. I don't want to talk about this for
I
even
felt like
sake.
it tied together with nut hugging.
I know, he went from the balls all the way up to the tip. We got to change this conversation immediately.
Okay, so Dave, your birthday's coming up, right? It's the last day on Radio City. How do you celebrate your birthday? I know you have some special surprises during the show, but how do you celebrate
life,
your birthday?
though, yeah.
It was funny. Okay, after I quit my show, I don't remember how old I was or what, but I remember I was like on a walkabout, and I started riding motorcycles. So I rode my motorcycle like from Ohio, and then I was like in Austin, Texas, which took a long time. And it was my birthday, and I was riding up 6th Street in Austin, and I saw some bar, pulled the bar over, and I walked in. It was like late. It was like maybe 2 in the morning. So one many people there. I was like, "Oh wow, station park." I said, "You have a microphone?" They're like, "Yeah, we got one in the DJ booth." I stood in that DJ booth, and I did a set. This is when Twitter was still like new, and I didn't know that room filled up.
Because they was tweeting like they.
Yeah, man, I don't believe this. You just in here drinking, talking about crazy stuff. And I probably rocked for like 4 hours that night. One of the best birthdays I can remember recently. Another time I was in Colorado and I ended up doing a show. Common was there visiting his dad, and he came to rock with us. It was spontaneous and fun. Yeah, birthdays. My birthday, the way I celebrate it was I try to make a memory that I'll treasure. Like my best birthday, I can remember my 16th birthday because I had such a good time.
What was it?
I was in D.C. and a bunch of my brothers surprised me. My brother took me to our old neighborhood. He goes, "Yeah, man." Oh yeah, it was fun. We were like reminiscing and stuff. And then a bunch of our friends from elementary school was sitting in a park bench and surprised me. I had a show at Comedy Club in D.C. that night. We all went to the Comedy Club, and it was the first time we'd ever seen me perform. It was fun. And the MC was a guy named Patton Oswalt, who's pretty damn famous now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but I remember all these birthdays, comedy is what I like to do on my birthday. I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing.
I was gonna say you're living the dream. You are truly living your dream.
Well, the thing is, though, but it's not easy. I sincerely make a point, literally, I make a point to manufacture quality memories, because it's the only thing I believe they can't take away from me.
Give us a little insight to those parties you've been throwing at a barn in Ohio.
Oh, which one? The
Bars,
orgies
other
or
places.
the-
Oh my god.
Yeah,
You
we
want
went.
orgies. You want orgies on that.
Not orgies, not
How'd
orgies.
you get sign off on that? I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about how you got sign off on that from now.
No, the party is like, it's a juke joint, man. It's like, we put full production in my neighbor's bar. And we rock out. I got this band, I call it band with no.
God. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, he gave his whole, dissertation. It was like 4 people in the audience. 4 people in the audience. His parents, Sue Wolf, and faculty. And Haggis Netsky. There is a twisting motion that it can do. Because, well, we know we're going to have to test those things. It could be that there are other things we have to test at this, as early as possible that haven't been sussed out yet. If we're going to... That's just being a perfectionist. to the detriment of some believability. But whatever, we're gonna get there. We're gonna isolate a glass design. When? This month, I guess. As far as possible. Alright, we're gonna, anyway, gonna find a twisting motion. And then that's it. And then that's it. On a steamroller beat. Demolition dirty. Steaming junk. Oh, I just. On a steamroller beat. Bound for you know, that it, if you didn't have to worry about windows. Like if you get that as an object, as an item. I always do this, but I want to suck something out of my head. Like, if all the mucus could go everywhere and just have the worst experience, bring it out and just lose my head. Just pull it all out, like all the string and like that. Just like soup. Mixer. Cement mixer for you, babe. The demolition derby. Sleeping child. One more time. I'm a cement mixing fog with pain. Churning earth, burning fire. I'm a demolition derby, steaming, oh, hefty suck. Good enough. I'm a demolition derby. 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 A hefty hold of heavy skunk. I want to keep listening to it. What do I do? It's been an hour. Cut. Copy. Carbon. Paste. Fiber. Recording. Stop. Thank you.